Hey you guys, happy Friday evening, or wait, no, it's Saturday morning for you, isn't it? Whatever time or day it is, hi, and yeah, I have to do that. I have to do that to feel comfortable sometimes, like, geez, also this hair is just too much. Okay. You know why I'm feeling uncomfortable right now? Because I'm actually frustrated. And not right now, but I'm gonna cover something today in this video that is frustrating me. Like, big time frustration. And instead of jumping on and just like recording this right away, I decided to like swim first and ground down on some grass and just like really just come through with some like grounded, clear energy, because I don't ever want to come to this channel like in a way that doesn't accurately represent the way I still feel about the topic at hand. Does that make sense? So just because I'm bringing something up that's frustrating, I don't want ever to come across as if I don't see the bigger picture. And so I say this just to kind of preface the whole video and basically say I'm really frustrated and I want to explore that with you today. And the source of my frustration are a few interactions I've had with some friends. I will say friends, and it's important to remember before we go further too that it's not the person that I'm frustrated with, ever. It's never the person that I'm frustrated with. It's the energy, collective, whatever it is behind that person's beliefs that is causing that person to feel oppressed in some way. That is always the thing that I am frustrated with, if I am frustrated or, feeling any type of like polar type energy. If I'm not neutral, basically, it's that. It's never the person. And it's important to like really make that point clear, because it's disarming. Because at the end of the day, this whole thing, look at behind me, it looks like a movie set. It's not, it's real. This whole thing is fun. This whole thing is a play. This whole thing is a play for you. You are the main character. You are the main character, as am I in mine. So your play is beautiful, I'm sure, and I would love to hear about your play. I love when I get reflections back on these videos and I hear about your play, because I'm showing you my play kind of live, and that's my artistic way of expressing is just this, it's just this. And so let's take a deep breath together and let's get in the same zone so that way we can really feel the message come through. You know what I mean? Energy is so real, and the energy around me is really crisp and clean and like fruitful. And so I want to kind of get in there with you. So let's go there with our intention and just take 3 deep breaths together. Okay. I'm actually having a lot of trouble. I'm having a lot of trouble getting this out. The reason I'm having a lot of trouble getting this out is the same energy that I'm frustrated with. So I'm in real time battling that energy within me because I've fell victim to it. I've chosen victimhood to that energy, which is taking that energy. What I mean is it's the energy that is oppression. That is, let me take the power source outside of you, out from under you, where it actually lives, and literally gift it to something outside of you. That way you believe something outside of you can harm you or save you. Harm you or save you. Harm you or save you. 2 things that you would live and die for, right? To get out of harm's way and to run to freedom, run to safety. And The energy that's been frustrating me is that energy of there's something outside of you. Mind you, you're not just encased in this body. This beautiful body is you, but there's a lot going on there. So the energy that is causing you to feel like you are not enough just the way that you are, because you have to go reach for it via someone else who lived a long time ago, okay? That is what's causing our disruption as a collective humanity. Like, literally, that energy that's causing you to see and view separation is what's causing, and me at times, please, I am no guru, okay? So that, I'm just a person telling his story, literally. I'm just a person telling his story. So that energy that is telling you that there is something outside of you to run to or run from is the same energy that is making you feel lonely at night. If you're feeling lonely at night, which I'm kind of tapping into some people watching this, and if you are feeling lonely in general, it's because you're not feeling at home in your own body. And I know this firsthand. I totally feel you. I have hated my body for a long time, and like I've gone from hate to love, to I love this body, to I feel so confident, so strong, to like I don't feel confident, I don't feel strong. And that has really caused like a lot of harm to myself, and I'm sure to you if you've experienced this too. And so the whole reason for me kind of coming back online, or going online in the first place, is to kind of, well, it's to really dispel that for myself, to remind myself something that I've forgotten, that the power lies within you. The power lies right here, and the power lies right here in your heart, and in your head, and in your skin, and in your eyes, and in your mouth, and in your thoughts. The power lies within what you are. So organizations have come about to tell you that, well, that's not necessarily true. You have to believe in this thing that we created, and once you believe in that, then you're good. As long as you do this, then you're good. But if you do this or a little bit of this, then I don't know about you. You might be going to somewhere that doesn't sound so fun. You know what I mean? And what does that do to someone? That, to me, makes me feel like scared, fearful. It even makes me feel shameful, and it makes me feel disempowered. So it's like, oh, okay. So now when I need to make a decision, should I run to you and ask you the question? Should I run to you, person who's telling me to be a certain way? Should I run to you and run this by you? Should I run it by the person that you're speaking of, that you've never necessarily met in person? What should I do here? It gets you stuck. And then when you're stuck and when you're vulnerable because you're stuck, how easy is it for someone else, somebody else, to come and move and shift your energy? And if you want, like, let's zoom out once more on this whole topic for a second. Even a body that is coming to move your energy is only as powerful as you let it be. So it's really not something to be fearful of at all. At all. It's not something to be fearful of. And I really want to dispel fear for people in that way, because I have had really close friends feel the ties of like the Christian church just pull them down and like make them feel so like, you know? And like, I don't believe that's what Jesus came here to do. Like, straight up. I love Jesus Christ. So if someone asks me, are you a Christian? I'm like, what does that mean? Well, do you believe in Jesus? Do I believe in Jesus? Do I believe in you? Yeah, you're right in front of me. So it's all the way you read scripture, you know what I mean? And like, some people would call this way of, this outlook, like I am I think the term for it is Pharisee. But really, when you start getting into judgment, then we're just playing opposite world. We're playing opposite world. Because if I were to jump into that and then be like, oh no, you're the actual Pharisee here. Once I throw that dagger or that dart at your energy field, then I'm playing Pharisee Jesus with you. And when you get into that, you get into duality. And then duality causes you to be like light, dark, light, dark, light, dark, light, dark. So it's basically like, okay, do you want to be light today or do you want to be dark? I'll be light. Okay, you be dark. And then tomorrow we switch. So, and then that's what causes strife amongst families and stuff. And it's just like, okay, so what do you do? You take like a gnarly deep breath. You take a big ass breath. I'm gonna do one right now. You take a deep breath and you remember that the power lies right in here. And if that means not listening to that podcast anymore, if that means moving a little bit away from that group of people for now, then that's what that means for you. And like, liberate yourself by doing that. Empower yourself by doing that sacred act of choosing your own humanity and choosing your own restoration and choosing your own healing, back to whole. So there is like this energy that I've been feeling that as the collective is starting to, become more self-aware, as the energy is starting to shift upwards, I mean literally upwards, higher vibrations, I see duality in that as well. And what that means is there are people who are ascending or who are believing in some spiritual whatever, and who are literally raising the vibration of their frequency and living a more virtuous life, which is all good and all virtuous and all yes. But there is an energy to it that I'm feeling, that I'm picking up, that is like identification in that. And anytime you identify with any particular thing, then you basically shot yourself in the foot. Like literally you shot yourself in the foot, because you can no longer walk forward on your path. Because once your path actually requires you to pivot, you're stuck because you shot yourself in the foot. So what are you gonna do? That'd be like me if and there's a fine line. There's a fine balance, and I'm trying to get to that fine balance. It's really tough. And if you're watching this and you resonate, like, thank you, seriously, because you know how tricky it is. Because on one hand, you could say, well, Ricky, why are you even on YouTube? I've been getting that, like, that energy a lot. It's like, why are you seeking so much validation? It's all within you. I call bullshit on that. The reason I call bullshit on that is because if I'm coming to you who's watching this video, with a thought that I would like to share and create a constructive piece of conversation and let the energy continue to flow, because I have all this energy in my body and I could just swim more laps and like let it die down or whatever, or I can go to sleep and let it be dormant, or I can pass it and like give it some air, like give it some like, like energy, moving it. Energy's always trying to continue to move. So you could say, well, you're just looking for validation. You're recording yourself like talking to yourself. It's like, no. Don't project while saying someone else is projecting. Don't project your projections. Does that make sense? If someone, okay, one of my favorite things, and I'm really abstract, so let's come back to the here and right now. My dad always used to tell me, the only stupid question is the question not asked. And I loved that, and I love it still, because I kind of have always been that person who like raises my hand in the class and is like, hey, so what does that mean? Like, we all are, sitting together saying this thing as if we all know what we're talking about, and I'm like, what does that mean? Because what it means to you might mean something different to this person. And the person who doesn't feel confident enough or energized enough to say, hey, I don't understand that, well, then they're left in the dark. And if they're left in the dark, so are their demons. And if their demons are left in the dark, then their demons grow and cause more oppression to that beautiful soul. So I'm over here always like, hey, stop. What does that mean? So then when someone turns around and asks me, well, why are you asking that? Why are you asking what does that mean? It's like, okay, so do you want to play this game? I'm asking that because I want to know. Because I want to know. I want to experience it. I understand, people, that you can go inward. I understand that you can just go inward and just be very... you can get yourself to the point where you realize that God is everything, and then beyond that is nothing. I can get there here. But I'm a 20-something-year-old person also. So, just like Jesus was man, God, Spirit, the trifecta, I am, as you are, all three. We are all all of it. We are all, period, without judgment. We are all, period, without judgment. So if I'm coming and asking you a question, it's because I have a question for you. Now, I don't mean to be so like harsh, and I'm sorry if I'm kind of getting there. I just kind of feel like I have like, I feel like I have a group of people that are like kind of feeling oppressed by this type of energy, and I'm just like, and I'm also feeling oppressed by this energy, so I'm just kind of like saying, back up a little bit, back up, because your rights end where my rights begin, and even zoom out of that, we're one anyway. This is just one. This is just oneness. So if someone is coming to you and telling you that, go within. If you feel, I'll talk to the people saying that. If you feel like someone's coming to you and is asking you a question that they have the answer to, okay? And you tried to say go within, and they still seem confused. What are you doing trying to tell them to go to do something they don't know how to do? That's not kind. That's not kind. That is not virtuous. That is not the intention that I know you're trying to get across. Hopefully. If your intention is, I want to help this person, I want to help this beautiful being right here, I want to help them get to a more whole version of themselves, and you're just telling them it's just inside. Just go inside. Just go inside. Go inside. But they don't have the ears to hear that yet. That's not kind. Truth does not just equal blunt force. Truth equals compassion, discernment, fragility. It encompasses a lot. So, and to your defense, if you're not in a place to help guide them, it's totally okay for you to be like, hey, that question I don't have the answer to. So do you see now how the energy that is causing someone to be fearful of asking a question is the same energy that is causing you to feel like you need to have to know the answer? It's stupid. It's stupid. It is stupid. Listen, if you are an artist, a poet, a musician, you're not a pilot. Like, because you don't fly planes. You write stuff. So don't hold yourself to this kind of like level of like know-all. I want to bring it back to the right here, right now. If you're feeling the need to tell someone that you think that they need to believe in something else, something other than what they believe in. I would kindly ask you to check on your own home. Check on your own home. How's your home? How is it? Is your home happy? Is your home safe? Does your home feel good? Because if you're not feeling good in your own home and you're telling someone else that, hey, there's something better out there, how is that on a resonance and energetic level gonna hit home at all if it's not coming from truth? So, and I say that so actually lovingly, trust me. I'm not frustrated with the people. I'm frustrated with the energy that makes people feel like they have to know everything and then tell people so flippantly, you know? And so rudely. I'm frustrated with that. And that is this kind of more like fire energy that's coming out of me. It's like, get out of here. Stop oppressing us. Energy. Stop oppressing us. Like, I know you're sad and lonely or whatever you are, but like, what do you need? Do you need a hug? Like, what do you need? You know, I want you also to feel comfortable with asking what you need. And so for whatever reason, I've chosen this path to be more public with like my thoughts and like letting my brain just kind of flow like what I'm doing right now. So you could say a million things about this. You could say I'm just projecting. You could say I'm looking for affirmation. You could say I'm helping. You could say I'm not helping. You could say I'm a Pharisee. You could say I'm blah, 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 blah. Either way, my stance on the whole thing is this video at the end of the day is for me to heal myself because I have felt oppressed by this energy that I'm speaking of and speaking up against. Not against, but illuminating. I felt oppressed by it. So my work here is to heal myself. And so oftentimes, well, I'm just actually really interested in compounding interest in all ways. And so I'm like, is there a way that I could heal myself while living the life that I want, that I choose, while sharing with people that I love, while helping people along their journey? I don't know. Let me try this. So that's what this is. And so, yeah, I want to like wrap it there because too much fire requires some of the other elements to come in, and that is like air, water, earth, to kind of make the whole thing balance, you know? So at the end of it all, this is just beautiful. The fact that we can even, first of all, have trees, have a mouth to speak from, have an ability to choose our paradigm. Like the fact that we have the ability to choose is the coolest thing. The coolest thing. And then on top of that, we have technology, so we can connect with people we never thought we would connect with. So overall, I'm grateful for this platform. I'm grateful for the person watching this. I'm grateful for the person who was triggered by this. I'm grateful for the person who was relieved by this. I'm grateful for literally all of it. And I'm grateful for you watching this, straight up. So anyway, it wasn't my normal, like, you know, fun, quirky vibe, but you know, maybe it was for you. I don't know. Maybe you enjoyed this. Maybe it was whatever. But at the end of the day, it was for me and my healing, and I hope that you gleaned something from this. And if you did, I would love to hear what it was, or even just continuing the conversation lovingly. If you want to make a comment on the video and like construct to the conversation, I ask that you check in with yourself first and just check your intention, because I can tell you that my intention here is to include and to shed light so that everyone feels what they truly are, which is light. Okay? So anyway, I love you. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you soon.